Yes, we finally got rain and I am soaked, but it is a good soak because we haven't had rain for a month. And I didn't even have to do my rain dance. Not that that would have done any good. Where I live, we kind of take water for granted. But recent weather events have made me rethink that. So do you have the water preps you need for an emergency or a drought? So today is the 10th of June, and it's been almost a month, or it has been a month, since we've had any rainfall at all. And believe me, that is so unusual this time of the year. I mean, look at this chart. We usually would be having at least 3 1/3 inches for May and 3.67 inches for June. Yet we've had a whopping 0. In most of the neighborhood, those that have nice lawns, they're brown now, they're not green. I'm lucky, since my lawn is about 3/4 weeds and 1/4 grass, it's still pretty green. And you can see the landscape behind me is still lush without watering because we have plenty of shade. So about 5 years ago, I made a video that pondered, would water, not gold, be the SHTF currency of the future? Living in Michigan, kind of take water for granted. We are lucky enough to have 11,000 lakes, well, over 11,000 lakes that are 5 acres or larger. You're never more than 6 miles from a lake in Michigan, and you're never more than 85 miles from one of the Great Lakes. And those are Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario, Lake Huron, and Lake Erie. And most of those Great Lakes is what makes us a peninsula. And in those Great Lakes is 21% of all the fresh water in the world. So it's a real precious resource. So when you hear about SHTF, you kind of hear about these mega events like nuclear war, or super volcanoes, or worldwide economic collapse. But it could come on quieter and slower. Could be gradual droughts and then water shortages. And with those water shortages, you have problems growing crops. And pretty soon you have more disease and you do start to have economic problems. So water shortage is something we should seriously consider. We're lucky where I live because we have this beautiful creek that runs the entire extent of our property. But lately, not getting the rainfall we usually get, I think it's time I check my water preps. And maybe you should too. Now, the truth is you can only store so much water. Water is heavy. 1 gallon of water weighs 8.3 pounds. And we're told to have 1 gallon of water per day for each family member. And extra if we have pets. So for a family of 4, for just 1 month storage, that would be 120 gallons of water, which would weigh almost 1,000 pounds. So if you have enough for your family of 4, 2 months storage, you're already up to water that is weighing a ton. Well, a lot of us just don't have space for that. So I do store bottled water. But what happens when we lose power? Yeah, no water out of the faucet. So I did install a manual system that brings the water into my basement, and I have a pump that I can pump up and get water when we lose power. And that works as long as your water table isn't too deep. It's something that a lot of times Mennonites are using. So that's one of my backup plans. Also have this rain barrel system where rain comes off our outbuilding, goes in here, there's a screen, and the water is stored here in the barrel. So it's a great idea to keep some water. But of course, we would disinfect this water if we were using it. But right now, it's great for watering the plant. Now, my house is built right close to a creek that meanders all the way through my property. We're very, very lucky. And this is a source of water. Now, if you are collecting water from these sources, you still need to disinfect them. Okay, well, by going through my preps, I learned that I need to refresh my bleach. Definitely more than 6 months old. And bleach loses its concentration, its efficiency after 6 months. And I think it can lose 20% a year. So always good to have fresh bleach. And if you want to see how to use bleach to disinfect water, watch this video. Here's my Hydro Blue. This is what I use when I want to disinfect water if we're camping or on the go. That again is one of my water backups. And I always carry a personal water filter in my EDC kit, in my go bag, in my car. You get the idea. So I always have something to use if something would happen and I'm on the road and I don't have any potable water. If anything happened for an extended period of time with no rainfall, I'd have problems watering my garden. And that wouldn't be good either for emergency food, for fresh food. So this kind of almost mini drought has made me think about that. And I found this on YouTube, and it shows how I could use my rain barrel and elevate it and kind of use a gravity drip system to actually still water my garden. So that's a possibility in the future, but I hope I never, ever have to use it. So hopefully this is all just a temporary occurrence, won't happen for a long, long time, or will climate change make this happen more and more? I don't know, but I just think it's prudent to have your water preps checked and make sure you have what you need. So what do you do to prep for a water shortage? If you want to find out how to disinfect water with bleach, watch this video.